Hi again! In this lesson we are going to talk about the pose of the crane. We are going to study its characteristics and make some drawings related to the crane. Regarding crane poses, we can say they are delicate, graceful, elegant, agile, are balanced, light, and beautiful. So, these are the main characteristics when it comes to cranes. As I mentioned in the previous lesson, the crane crawl is symbolized in this way. You can try to do it by yourself. Have a look at the different positions to get to know how to do it correctly. The crane poses, as you can see on the screen, require balance and are delicate, showy, and beautiful. They don't tend to reflect much strength, anger, or aggressiveness, though. Okay, what are we going to do now? Well, we're going to use these pictures of the cranes you see on the screen to try to draw on them the sketch of a crane. Then we are going to use this sketch we got as a background or guide to draw the Kung Fu poses. So guys, use red strokes to mark the main sections of the crane body with geometrical shapes. These main sections are the head, the neck, beak, and body. It's pretty easy. Now let's try to reproduce these shapes in a bigger sketch separately. Okay, after becoming familiar with the main shapes that make up the body of an animal, we can draw the animal in different positions. As we have to pick one of these positions as a guide to draw the pose, we need to choose the one that corresponds to the pose in which we are going to represent our character. So, to get to know this animal shape, we're going to make some sketches. As you can see, in these sketches we are drawing now, I'm including the same geometric elements that we marked previously on the photos. Can you spot them? That is, the head, beak, neck, body, tail, wings, and legs. Okay, with this in mind, let's start drawing some sketches of the crane style. If you look closely, you'll realize that the crane crawl appears in all of them. A good way to practice Kung Fu poses is as follows. Pick some photos, make some quick sketches out of them, mark in them action lines, adapt the body geometry, and draw a sketch of the clothing worn by the character. This way you can learn a lot about Kung Fu. Guys, drawing Kung Fu poses is an easy task, but don't worry. We can always use references pictures as a guide and base on them to create our pose and learn to do it. After that, we'll be able to draw all the poses we want or even create new ones. Kung Fu is, at the end of the day, limitless, so feel free to develop your own poses. Now, make sure they look real when you draw them. Think of someone who wants to do your pose. If it's unrealistic, he or she may fall. However, if you prefer drawing weird and strange poses which you wouldn't be able to adapt, then I recommend that you use as a reference other animals' shapes, like the drunk monkey or any other you get from YouTube or any other video online. Let me draw some characters. So the first thing I'm going to do is drawing the motion lines, taking as a reference the spine and main structures of the character's body. And then I'm going to draw the uniform over them. We're likely to find some complex poses which are difficult to represent. Such would be the case of this pose we have on the screen, where the knee is hidden due to the foreshortening, and we have only one line that joins everything together. Therefore, you need to properly separate the joints to differentiate each part. You could also draw any piece of clothing you fancy over the anatomic shape we just made. However, it would be better if you represent the same clothes that appear in the pictures so that you can get to know more about the Kung Fu uniforms. In this case, I'll start the sketch by directly drawing the clothing. Instead of the anatomy, you could begin directly with the clothing, even when you are sure about the inside structure of the character. Do you remember the lesson on quick drawing? Well, now we are going to apply everything we learned in this lesson to draw our characters in no time. Perfect. So now that you've got the basics of the current style, we are going to move on to the next lesson about the tiger style. As always, hope that you liked the lesson and that you learned a lot. See you